Ladies and gentlemen, here it is April the 13th here at Walter Johnson Park here, the site of our home softball game today. It is the Red Ravens taking on the Allen County Red Devils. I'm Stephen Kiley here, the mouth of the Southeast, as you may know. And Jade Jimboy make her home game return as that first pitch is bunted to the catcher Peyton, and she does the first, and she's safe at first. Good hustle there by the batter there, Brooklyn Goring, who on the season, her batting average is .375. Now coming at the next to bat is number 20, Bailey Cravens. Her average this season is a .243 batting average. Here comes the pitch from Jimboy. Strike one there called. Jay Jimboy pitching on the season has a 5.31 ERA with 10 strikeouts. And coming back from concussion protocol. And that pitch is bunted to Jade. Does the first. Out at first. Good play there by Jade to Sierra. Now getting ready to bat is number 10, Robin Todd. She has tied with the leading home runs for the Red Devils at 2 and has 18 RBIs leading the team. Here comes the pitch from Jimboy. In there, strike one. Good pitch there by Jimboy. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. And the infield for the Ravens today, we have Jay Jimboy at pitching, Peyton Hayes at catcher, Joe at first, Moore at second, and that pitch is hit to the shortstop, thrown to first, and she's out. Out number 2 for the Ravens here. Now getting ready to bat is number 28, Ellie Hacker. Her batting average this season is a .321 batting average with a slug percentage of .393. Jimboy has 2 outs. Runner on second. That first pitch is hit to Guinness, and it's bobbled, and she's safe on first. Now getting into bat is number 30, Ashley Trimble. Her batting average this season is a .333 with a slug of .452. The pitch, that's hit foul. So as I was saying, the infield for the Ravens, I think I stopped at Sierra, yeah. Sierra at second, Justina at third, and Alex Guinness at shortstop. Here comes the pitch. And it hits her. Bases are now loaded. Now getting to bat is number 1, Lacey Stamper. Her batting average this season is .268. She has 1 home run on the season with 12 RBIs. Here comes the pitch. In there, strike one. The Red Devils' home runs total this season for the whole team is 10. As she tied at third, and she was safe. The Red Devils are head coached by Nicole Peters, assisted by Stormy Bush. The pitch, and that's hit foul. 1 and 2 is the count on Stamper with 2 outs and bases loaded for her. This pitch either extends her at bat or we can go to the bottom of the inning. Down low, 2 and 2. The outfield for the Ravens here, we have Lainey Hardman in left, Grace in center, and Summer in right field. Which is weird because usually Grace plays the shortstop. And then she was then positioned into the outfield. Here comes the pitch. And that's ball 4. And that's a walk-on run for the Red Devils here, 1-0. Now going to bat is number 7. Morgan Collins. Her batting average this season is .308 with a slug of .423. Oh, 1-0 the count now. The Ravens are head coached by Meredith Smith and assisted by Mike Neal. And that pitch is just a bit outside, ball 2. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit up, and that brought in 2 extra runs. It's now 3-0 to score here for the Red Devils. Now getting ready to bat is number 26, Madison Havenstein, or Steen. I'm going to go with Steen. If I said that wrong, I apologize. That's it to Justina, but Guinness makes the stop, and that advances another runner. Now batting is number 11, Haley Gaudreau. Her average this season in batting is .291 with a slug of .364. And that first pitch is in there to her, strike 1. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit up. Grace is there. Nope. Make that Laney, and that now go to the bottom of the inning, where the Red Devils lead 4-0. So stick around. The bottom of the first will be coming up right after this. Lead 4-0. Pitch to Batdorf is in there, strike 1. Grace Batdorf on the season. Her batting average is a .470. Home runs with 6 and has 18 RBIs. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Batdorf. Down low in the dirt, ball 1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Batdorf. Swing and miss, strike 2. Pitching for the Red Devils is Skylar Jackson. Skylar Jackson on the season has a 4.49 ERA. The pitch is hit into the outfield, and it drops for a base hit. Now getting ready to bat is number 19, Alex Guinness. Alex Guinness on the season has a .388 batting average with also 6 home runs and leads the team in RBIs with 19, as that pitch to her was outside, ball 1. Skylar Jackson pitching for the Red Devils has a 4.49 ERA with 38 strikeouts. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit foul. Guinness and Batdorf lead the team in home runs with 6, and the team's total home runs is 22. Here comes the 1-1 to Guinness. That one is hit hard but foul. One and 2 now the count on Guinness. Jackson looks at her pitch card. She has the 1. She throws it. Down low in the dirt. Ball 2. It's a beautiful day here in Coffeyville, Kansas. It's bright and sunny here. That pitch is outside, ball 3, and Batdorf runs, and she's safe at second. A stolen base there for Batdorf, as the count is now full 3-2 on Guinness. The weather here in Coffeyville, Kansas. Right now it is 76. It feels like 76. The low tonight is going to be 54 degrees. And the wind right now is at a nice 16 miles per hour with a humidity of 43%. Here comes the pitch. That's it, foul. Be sure you stick around after game one of today's doubleheader ends, so you can hear me some more on game number 2. Here comes the full pitch. That one is hit high up in the outfield, and it goes to and that's an out, and she throws it to third as backdoor slides in safely. And now getting ready to bat is Peyton Hayes. Peyton Hayes on the season has a batting average of .292. She has 1 home run with 4 RBIs. Here comes the pitch to Hayes. Outside, ball 1. Jackson winds up her pitch. Inside, but she swung strike 1. I'm glad you decided to watch some college softball here today. Be sure to give us a like on our YouTube channel, KUSN 98.1 Coffeyville Community College. And be sure to also hit that subscribe. That pitch is in there. Foul. If you want to keep up with Red Raven Athletics, be sure to go to our website at www.coffeyville.edu, where you can check out the athletics and see what we're up to here at the college. And that's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 outs now for Jackson. Now batting is number 20, Justina Ray. Justina Ray on the season, her batting average is .293. She has 2 home runs with 9 RBIs. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Oh, 1 the count here on Ray. Here comes the pitch. Swing and miss, strike 2. Here comes the 0-2 on Ray. That one's hit foul. Here comes the pitch. Up high, ball 1. One and 2 now the count here on Ray with a runner on third. Just, I have no idea how many feet, because I almost said baseball feet away. The pitch in the dirt, ball 2. I wonder how far it is away from third to home. If I had a tape measure, I'd go out there and measure myself, but I do not. Anyway, here comes the 2-2 pitch. Hit foul. Here comes the 2-2 pitch again. Outside, ball 3. The count is full with 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and a runner on third in scoring position. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit in the infield. And that's out number 3. We now go to the top of the second, where the Red Devils lead the Red Ravens 4-0. Stick around. Pitch in there, strike one to the batter, number 21. So we're now back to the top of the lineup with Brooklyn Goring. If I said that last name wrong too, I apologize. The pitch is bunted foul. Jim Boyd now has an 0-2 count on Goring. The pitch. Bounce hit up to Grace, and she's there to make the catch. Out number 1. Back up to bat is Cravens. With 1 out now for the Ravens here. Here comes the pitch from Jim Boy. Just a bit inside, ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Ball 2. Here comes the 2-0. In there, strike 1. Here comes the 2-1. That's an outfield single there. Now coming back up to bat is Todd, who is the catcher for the Red Devils. After her will be the first baseman, Hacker. Here comes the pitch. And she does it to second. She's safe. Let's see what his count was. Strike there called. Here comes the pitch. Hit foul. Here comes the pitch. Bounce head up. And foul. Count remains 1-2 on Todd. Here comes the pitch. This bit outside. 2-2. Two and 2 the count here with 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Let's hit to Justina. Does it to first. She's out and she does it. Thought about throwing it to third, but she decided to play it safe there and just keep the running out there first. Now there are 2 outs. Coming up to bat is the first baseman, Hacker. And after Hacker will be Trimble. Following her will be Stamper. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit. And that one is right to the back of the wall there. Oh, that was close there at second, but called safe. And that is an RBI double. Make it now 5-0 Red Devils. Man, if we had like a replay there, I would love to see that, because that would have been really amazing to see. But I digress. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit. Summers there to make the grab. Out number 3. We now go to the bottom of the second inning, where the Red Devils lead now 5-0. So stick around, you don't want to miss it. Welcome back here. We're now in the bottom of the second here, as Jaden Clark here is getting ready to bat for the Ravens. Here comes the pitch. In the dirt, ball 1. Jaden Clark on the season, her batting average is .265 with 1 home run and 7 RBIs. Here comes the 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike 1. It's a little windy out here today. My papers are almost flying everywhere, but luckily I have somewhat cat-like reflexes. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. One and 2 is the count here on Clark, who is the Coffeyville native here. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Great pitch there from Jackson. Now coming at the bat is number 1, Summer McAllister, the right fielder. Summer on the season, her batting average is .310. She has 2 home runs with 9 RBIs. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. she shook her head. There's like, yep, no, that was a good pitch. Jackson looks at her pitch card. She has it. The pitch. In the dirt, ball 1. Here comes the 1-1. In the dirt, ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike here with 1 out for Summer McAllister. Here comes the 2-1. Swing and miss, strike 2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Now coming at the bat is Joe Arrington, the first baseman for the Ravens. Joe on the season, her batting average is .154 with 1 home run and 4 RBIs. Here comes the pitch. In there, strike 1. The infield here for the Red Devils. Jackson at pitching. Todd at catching. Hacker at first. Go ring as that pitch is hit foul by Arrington. Go ring at second. Havenstein at third. And at shortstop is Gedrow. Or Gedrows. I'm going to go with Gedrows. If I said that wrong also, I can't say names very well. Anyway, the 0-2 pitch on Arrington. That one's hit up high and hit foul right in front of us. Thankfully, we are protected by a building. Otherwise, I would have had one of those bumps on the head like in a cartoon where they just go straight up. Would have made my hat and headset just go up just a little bit. 0-2 still remains the count for Arrington. Here comes that pitch. That's hit to the third baseman. She throws it to first, and she's out. We now go to the third inning, where the Red Devils lead 5-0. Stick around. You don't want to miss it. Ball 1 now the count here on number 1 for the Red Devils, Stamper. We're now in the third inning here. Red Devils lead 5-0. The pitch there. In there, strike one from Jim Boy. I'd have to say, that's probably one of the coolest softball names I've ever heard. Jade Jim Boy. After her, it'd probably be Grace Batdorf. Those names are just pretty cool. That's that pitch. In there, strike two. 1-2 the count here on Stamper, who is the right fielder for the Red Devils. The pitch. That's it to Sierra. Good stop. And that's excellent play there. Out number 1. Now getting ready to bat is number 7, Collins. Here comes the pitch. Recovered by Ray. The pit or throw there is safe. Good hustle there from Collins. Now getting to bat is Havenstein. I'd like to give a shout out to Andrew too, because we now have an outfield camera out here for softball, and we also have a camera for their dugout, which is really awesome. The pitch. Down just a bit down low, ball 1. Here comes the pitch. Swing and miss, strike 1. That ball is hit foul down the third base line. One, two, the count here for the Ravens. The pitch. Hit up high and foul. Andrew, I hope you didn't park your car right behind the building, because that may have just either left a dent in your hood or possibly cracked your windshield. I don't know. All I know is that if it was my car, it'd probably bounce off. And that pitch is strike 3, and she's out. With 2 outs now here for the Ravens. Coming up to bat now is number 11, Gaudreau's. I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not, let us know in the comments. The pitch. That one is hit, and and it drops for a single. 2 runners down on base for the top of the lineup batter, Goring. Here comes the pitch. And that was hit to Guinness, and what a nice catch there for out number 3. We now go to the bottom of the third, where the Ravens trail the Red Devils 5-0. Stick around. Welcome back here to Walter Johnson Park. We're now in the bottom of the third, where the Red Devils lead the Red Ravens 5-0. I'm Stephen Kyler here. And batting now is Sierra Moore, the second baseman. Sierra Moore on the season. Her batting average is .225 with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. Here comes the pitch. Called strike. 0-1 now the count here on Sierra Moore. Jackson, here comes their pitch. In the dirt, ball 1. 1-1 now the count here on Moore. Here comes the pitch. In the dirt again, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike here on Sierra Moore. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit high and is waved off by the right fielder, and that's caught for out number 1. And now batting is number 7, Lainey Hardman. Lainey on the season, her batting average is 188 with 1 home run and 13 RBIs. And after her will be Batdorf. Here comes the pitch. In the dirt, ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Inside, ball 2. The count here on Hardman. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. An upcoming schedule here for the Ravens after today's game, playing against Allen County. They play at home on the 15th, which has been moved to the 16th, which is Sunday, again versus Heston. We hope you watch it because I'll be there. And that pitch is in there, strike 2. Count is now 2-2 with 1 out. After their game against Heston, they will travel to Fort Scott. And that game will be at possibly, I think, probably 1-3 as that pitch is hit in the infield. Hardman rushes to first, but is not in time. Out number 2. Good hustle there by Hardman. But now we're back to the top of the lineup with the center fielder, Grace Batdorf, who is the tallest player on the team at 5'10". Which honestly, I thought Joe was probably the tallest because she looks tall. I thought I'm just like really short. Anyway. Here comes the pitch. Ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. In the dirt, ball 2. The count here on Batdorf with 2 outs, who's tied with most home runs on the team with 6. That is a swing and a miss, strike 1. Two and 1 the count here on Batdorf. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit. That would have been a great diving catch. She is safe at first. Man, that would have been a great catch there, but she just bobbled it, and now she's safe at first. With a runner on first now, going to bat is Guinness. Jackson looks at her pitch card. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit foul. Oh, 1 the count here on Guinness with a runner on first and 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit. Would have been a nice catch there. And Batdorf round second. She's going to third. Oh, she's waved home. She's safe. RBI double for Guinness. The Ravens now have 1-5 now the score here. The catcher, Peyton Hayes, getting ready to bat now as she takes off her catching gear. After her will be Justina Ray. Here comes the pitch. Foul tipped into the catcher's glove, strike one. Peyton Hayes has a runner on scoring position after that nice RBI double there from Guinness. The pitch. That one's hit. That almost made another nice diving catch there, and that's a single as well. Now with runners on opposite corners, is now for the Ravens, Ray of Sunshine, Justina Ray. Justina Ray, who also pitches for the Ravens, she has the most strikeouts on the Red Ravens here with 40. Following her is Joe Arrington with 22, and third is Jay Jimboy with 10. Here comes the pitch from Jackson. Strike one called. On the count here on Ray with a runner on first and third. Comes the pitch. That one is hit. Foul. Dang. That was a little close there. Ray has an 0-2 count. Here comes the pitch. Ball. 1-2 now the count here on Ray. Here comes the pitch. That one's also hit hard, but foul. We appreciate you all watching on our live stream today of Red Ravens softball here, and as well as we appreciate the fans here today as well here at Walter Johnson Park. Here comes the pitch. Strike three called. That was a great pitch there from Skylar Jackson. Now we go to the fourth inning. The Ravens get on the board with one, but the Red Devils lead 5-1. Stick around, you don't want to miss it. From Guinness, I'm Stephen Kai here. The pitch from Jim Boy. In there, strike one to Bailey Cravens. Jim Boy has an ERA of 5.31 with 10 strikeouts. Here comes the 0-1. Just a bit inside there. Ball one. The 1-1. She bunts it. Ray there. Good hustle there from Cravens, and she's safe at first. Now getting ready to bat is Todd. I'd like to give a game update here, actually. On my paper here, it says the Ravens play on the 15th against Heston at home, but they moved that game to Sunday due to weather. So be sure you watch Sunday, not Saturday. Here comes the pitch. That's bunted foul. Strike one. Jay Jimboy from Okmulgee, Oklahoma. Freshman this year. So it's the second. There is that was bunted strike two. Which you say for second. Oh, and two the count here on. And that one's hit high but foul. One and two to still the count here. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit hard to Summer. That's caught. That is out number 1 there for the Ravens. The runner advances to third. Now getting to bat is number 26. No, 28, I should say. Hacker, the first baseman. Here comes the pitch. Just a bit inside, ball 1. Here comes the pitch. Outside, ball 2. After Hacker will be Timble, the pitch. That one's hit high up in the air. Sierra's there to make the grab. She runs home, and she's safe at home. As a sacrifice fly. 6-1 now the score for the Red Devils. But like I always say, it's still a game. It's still anybody's game here. Two outs now. Here comes the pitch. Hit foul. The third base coach over there almost made a nice snag, but did not get there in time. 0-1 now the count here on Trimble. The pitch. Hit to Ray. Does it to first. That's out number 3. We now go to the bottom of the 4th. The Ravens trail 6-1. So stick around. You don't want to miss it. We're down the bottom of the 4th here, as that pitch to Clark was swung and a miss, strike 1. Here comes the 0-1, hit foul. Oh, 2 now the count here on Clark. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. That one's hit high up over the dugout, and that's foul. 0-2 remains the count here for Clark. After Clark, it will be McAllister. And following her will be Joe Arrington. Here comes the pitch. Strike 3 called. There's a little bit outside there, but called strike 3. And now Summer. His first pitch to her was called ball. Here comes the 1-0. Hit. That one's hit hard but foul. One and one the count here with 1 out for number 1, Summer McAllister. Here comes the pitch. Pulls back in time, ball 2. Here comes the 2-1. Pulled back in time again, ball 3. 3-1 the count here with 1 out for number 1, Summer McAllister. Summer is from Kansas City, Missouri. Graduated from Park Hill South High School. Here comes the 3-1. Ball 4, and she walked. And now that with a runner on first, and now is Joe Arrington, the first baseman.
Daddy's home.
Joe from Durant, Oklahoma, graduated from Silo High School. Shout out to them. And she is a sophomore this year, as well as myself, Stephen Kyler here. Here comes the pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Want to know the count here on Summer, or not Summer, Joe, I should say. Summer's on first. Ball 2 called here. To know the count here on Joe. Here comes the 2-0. In there, strike 1. The pitch. Oh, it's hit foul. 2-2 now the count. Two and two the count here with 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 outs now for the Ravens. And now getting ready to bat is Sierra Moore, the second baseman. Summers on first. Here comes the pitch. Want to know the count here on Sierra. The pitch in the dirt, ball 2. To know the count here. That ball is hit, and it's caught. We now go into the 5th inning here. The Ravens trail 6-1. Stick around, you don't want to miss it. Welcome back here to Walter Johnson Park here. We're now in the 5th inning. The Red Devils lead the Ravens 6-1 here. I'm Stephen Kyler. Appreciate you joining here on the live stream or here at Walter Johnson Park. The pitch there. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to Stamper. Inside, ball 1. One and 1 the count here. The pitch. That's hit to Justina. Throws it to first. Not in time. She's safe. Now getting to bat is Collins. With a runner on first, here comes the pitch. Want to know now the count. 1-0 now the count here. Here comes the pitch. That's bunted foul. One and one now the count. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit. And that's a single. Now getting ready to bat is number 26, Havenstein. That one's hit foul. On one now the count here on Havenstein. With the runners on first and second, the pitch. That one's hit hard but foul. Oh, 2 now the count. Here comes the pitch. Ball one. That one's it. Fair. And that's an RBI. 7-1 now the score here. Now I'm getting ready to bat is number 11, Good Rose. Outside, ball one. Outside again, ball two. And that pitch is hit. And Grace is there to make the catch. And that's an out there. Out number one, but the runners advance to second and third. Both runners are now in scoring position. Back to the top of the lineup with Go Ring. Ball one. She was out there at first. Strike one, the call. Ball one, now the call. That pitch is hit to Sierra, throwing to first, and she's out. We now go to the bottom of the fifth, where the Ravens trail 7-1. Stick around, you don't want to miss it. Welcome to the Walter Johnson Park here. We're now in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Ravens trail 7-1. I'm Steven Kyler here. Here comes the pitch. That's bunted to the third baseman, thrown to first, and she's out. Hardman there, hustling and bustling, just not in time. Now we're back to the top of the lineup with Batdorf. Down low, ball 1. In there, strike 1. Here comes the 1-1. That one's hit high. And shortstop there makes the catch. Out number 2. Here comes Guinness. Here comes the pitch to Guinness. And there's strike 1. Here comes the 0-1. In the dirt, ball 1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Guinness. Strike 2. Now it's hit to the third baseman. Guinness runs the first, but they're there to make the play. We now go into the 6th inning. The Red Ravens trail 7-1. Stick around, you don't want to miss it. The sixth inning is underway here at Walter Johnson Park. I'm Steven Kyler here, where the Red Ravens are playing against the Red Devils. Here comes the pitch. It goes to the gap there. That's a single. That was Todd, and now batting is Hacker. That one's hit high. And that's a 2-run homer for Hacker. That's Hacker's first home run on the season. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit. Grace is there to make the catch. Out number 1. One out now for the Ravens here. Here comes the pitch. Up high, ball 1. To Stamper. One the count here. Here comes the pitch. Inside, ball 2. Ball 3. The count here with 1 out. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. It looks like we're going to have a pitching change now. It'll be Joe Arrington. So let's take a little time out here. We'll be right back. Welcome back here after that pitching change. Joe Arrington is now on the mound for the, or not a mound, I'd say it's probably the circle, probably. It's actually called the mound, actually. And that is strike 1 there from Arrington. Joe Arrington on the season has an 8.22 ERA with 22 strikeouts. Here comes the pitch. Hit to Joe. But recovered by Guinness, and that is a infield base hit. Strike 1. The tags are out at third. And that's out number 2. Now batting is number 11, Gaudreau's. Inside, ball 1. Pitch up top, ball 2. That pitch is hit to Summer, and she makes the grab for out number 3. We now go to the bottom of the 6th, where the Red Devils lead 9-1. Stick around. You don't want to miss this Red Raven action. Welcome back here to Walter Johnson Park. We're now in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Ravens trail 9-1. But I must say, in all my years of commentating, I've seen some pretty impressive comebacks. And now getting ready to bat for the Ravens is Peyton Hayes. Here comes the pitch. Strike 1 called. Ball. In the dirt, ball 2. Two won the count here on Hayes. Here comes the pitch. Strike 2 called. Two the count. That pitch is hit, but caught. An impressive catch there by the second baseman for out number 1. Now getting to bat is number 20, Justina Ray. In there, strike 1. Strike 2 called. That's it to the second baseman. Thrown to first, so that's out number 2. Now getting to bat is number 21, Jaden Clark. Ball 1. That ball hit foul. One and one the count. Here comes the pitch. Up high. 2-1 the count here. Here comes the 2-1. That's hit to first base. And that's out number 3. We now go into the 7th inning. The Ravens trail 9-1. But stick around. You don't want to miss any more Red Raven action after this. Welcome back here to Walter Johnson Park. Game 2 of today's doubleheader. The Red Ravens taking on the Red Devils from Allen County. Ball 1, the call. Joe Arrington pitching for the Red Ravens here at the start of the second game. And batting now is Brooklyn Goring. Here comes the pitch. Hit to the shortstop, thrown to first. But not in time. Good hustle there by Goring. Runner on first. Now batting is Cravens. Another run on first. Cravens at the plate. Here comes the pitch. Ball 1. Want to know the count here? Here comes the pitch. Bunted to Ray. Thrown to first. Out. Good hustle there by Batdorf. Trying to get back in time to tag the runner on second, but not in time there. Out number 1 as Batdorf looks a little shaken up here. So let's take a quick little time out here. We'll be right back. After we came out of that little quick time out there, just to see if Batdorf was okay. It looks like she's okay. But this is good news to hear for the Ravens here. In there, strike 1. Here comes the 0-1. Hit to second base, on to first. Out. That's out number 2. Now getting her to bat is number 28, Hacker. Two outs here for the Ravens here. Arrington winds up her pitch. Hit to Ray, thrown to first. And that's out number 3. We now go to the bottom of the first where the Ravens and Red Devils tied at 0. Stay tuned. Grace Batdorf now batting first for the Red Ravens. Here comes the pitch. Low, ball 1. Pitching for the Allen Red Devils is Brooklyn Ellis. Her ERA is 5.40 with 14 strikeouts. And now she has a 1-0 count on Grace Batdorf. Here comes the 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike 1. One the count here on Batdorf now. Here comes the 1-1 to number 11. In there, strike 2. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit. And that's foul. One, 2 remains the count here on Batdorf. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit. And that one is also foul. That one's also hit foul. 1-2 remains the count on Batdorf. One and 2 remaining. It's the count here on Batdorf. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit. And it is caught in the left field for out number 1. Now batting is number 19, Alex Guinness, playing shortstop today. Here comes the pitch. In there, strike 1. Here comes the pitch. Outside, 1-1. In the dirt, 2-1. Two-1 the count here on Guinness with 1 out. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit. Good snag there by the shortstop there to make the play. Out number 2. Now batting is Peyton Hayes, the catcher. That one's hit. Popped up in the infield, and that's caught. Out number 3. We now go to the second inning where it's still tied at 0. Stay tuned. The second inning is now getting underway here at Walter Johnson Park. I'm Stephen Kyler here. We're glad you can watch some college softball today here on our live stream. So be sure to give us a like on our YouTube channel, KUSN 98.1 Coffeyville Community College, for all Red Raven athletic events. Here comes the pitch from Arrington. In there, strike one. Here comes the 0-1. The 2 second base thrown to first, and that's out number 1. Now getting ready to bat is number 1, Stamper. In there, strike one. Here comes the 0-1. And then just a bit outside, ball one. One and one the count. Here comes the pitch. Just a bit inside, ball two. Hit foul. Two and two the count. Here comes the pitch. Strike three. Out number 2. Ball one. That ball is hit foul. 1 and 1. One and one, the count here. With 2 outs, no runners on base. Here comes the 1-1. Hit to Guinness, thrown to Jaden, and that's out number 3. We now go to the bottom of the second. The Ravens and Red Devils are tied at 0, so stick around. You don't want to miss any action. Welcome back here to Walter Johnson Park. We're now in the bottom of the second here.
Daddy's home.
Just Joe Arrington getting ready to bat here, pitching today for the Ravens. That pitch swing and a miss, strike one. Oh, and 1 the count here on Arrington. Here comes the pitch. Up high, 1-1. And that's a dead ball. Arrington advances to first. And now batting is number 3, Sierra Moore. Arrington's on first. Sierra batting. Here comes the pitch. Hit 2. Pitcher throw out at second, but safe at first. Now batting is Justina Ray. Ball. That is hit foul right behind us. One and one the count here on Ray, with 1 out and a runner on first. Here comes the 1-1. Outside, 2-1. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit high and makes a grab for out number 2. Now batting is number 21, Jaden Clark, who's playing first base today. Nice hit foul there, right down the third base line. On 1 the count here on Clark. Sierra Moore on first. Here comes the pitch. In the dirt. 1-1 now on Clark. Here comes the 1-1. That one's hit. That's going back. Good catch there, though, by the center fielder for out number 3. We now go to the 3rd inning, where the Ravens and Red Devils tied at 0. You don't want to miss it. We'll go back here to Walter Johnson Park here as we're now in the 3rd inning here. Ravens and Red Devils tied at 0. I'm Stuart Kyler here. Still flopping my gums as usual here for the Red Raven softball team. And I'm enjoying every minute of it. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. We saw Grace Batdorf leaving the dugout a minute ago. I hope she's okay. And now in center field was Laney Hartman, and in right field is Jay Jimboy. A very impressive diving catch there by Sierra Moore. I just got right in between the glove and the ground, so that she's safe on first. That pitch is hit, and that's a single. 2 runners now on base. In there, strike one. Oh, on the count here. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That's a bit outside, ball one. Strike 2 called. Safe at first. Now the bases are loaded for Cravens. Ball one. Want to know the count? Here comes the pitch. In there, strike one. Here comes the 1-1. Just a bit outside, ball two. That ball is hit hard but foul. Okay, didn't hear any hood thud, so we're good. That ball is hit foul as well. The ball is hit to Guinness. Good diving, good diving grounder caught there, but all runners are safe on the base, and the runner advances home. 1-0, Red Devils lead. Strike one. Ball is hit to Justina, thrown home, and she's out. That ball is hit to second, thrown to first, out number 2. The Red Devils now lead 2-0 here in the top of the third. That ball is hit. And Jay Jimboy makes the grab for out number 3. We now go to the bottom of the third where the Red Devils now lead 2-0. Stick around. We have more action coming up right after this. Welcome back here to Walter Johnson Park. We're now in the bottom of the third. The Red Devils lead 2-0. I'm Steven Kyler. Summer McAllister now getting ready to bat for the Ravens here. That pitch is hit to center field and caught for out number 1. Good contact made there, though, by Summer, but good defense there from the Red Devils outfield. Now batting is Laney Hartman, who is playing center field. Summer McAllister in left, and Jay Jimboy in right. Strike 1 called there on Hardman. Ball 1 called, 1-1 with 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Strike 2 called. That pitch is hit hard, but foul on top of the Red Raven dugout. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Out number 2. We're now back to the top of the lineup here with Jay Jimboy. Jay Jimboy in the season, batting average is 182 with no home runs and 2 RBIs. That ball is hit on the first base line, but goes foul. 1-1 the count here on Jim Boy. The ball's hit hard, but foul. The ball's hit to second base, but thrown to first for out number 3. We now go into the 4th inning, where the Red Devils lead 2-0 still. So stick around. We'll be right back. We're back here once again at Walter Johnson Park. The Red Devils lead 2-0 here in the 4th inning. I'm Stephen Kyler. Arrington throws her pitch. It's hit, and it goes to the gap into the outfield for a single. Here comes the pitch. Strike 1 called there. Bunted foul there. 2-2 the call. 0-2 actually on the batter here. Outside.
1 ball.
1-2 now the count. Here comes the pitch. In the dirt, ball 2. The runner advances to second. Rounds it, but stays on second. Three and 2 now the count here on the batter here. Here comes the full count pitch. Hit foul. That is number 18. Madison Salmon. No home runs on the season with no RBIs. Here comes the pitch. Hit foul down the third base line. Three and 2 remains the count here. Arrington has her pitch. She winds it up. Hit goes foul again. She's a Bee Gees song right now. She's staying alive. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Hit up. And hits me around the head. I'm kidding. It hit the roof. We're good. But it goes foul. Count remains 3-2 here. On Saturday, though, the Red Raven baseball team will be at home. Can't wait to watch some of that game. And on Sunday, you'll hear my voice again for CCC softball. And that pitch is called ball 4. Runner now on first and second. With no outs here, Arrington throws her pitch. Goes foul and caught by the umpire. Good catch. I hope I can get an update on Michaela Yates. But right now, we will just have fingers crossed on and hope that she will be okay. Here comes the pitch. That is hit foul. And now it is the count is no balls and 2 strikes here. 4 good rows. Here comes the 0-2. In the dirt, 1-2. One and two now the count here on. Here comes the pitch. Hit to second. Throwing to first. That's out number 1. And now batting is number 6. JD Pullman, or Pullman, or Pullman. I'm going to go with Pullman. If that's not right, I apologize. Strike 1 called. Sophomore this year. She has no home runs with only 1 RBI on the season. And now she has a count of 0-1. Here comes the pitch. Just a bit inside, ball 1. One and 1 the count here with 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Ball 2. And JD has 2 runners on second and third, both in scoring position. 2 and 1 the count. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Two and 2 the count here with 1 out. Runners on second and third. Here comes the pitch. Hit to Arrington, thrown to first. That's out. Number 2 throws it home. She's safe. 3-0 now the score for the Red Devils here. Now 2 outs there and runners, and only now 1 runner on third. And here comes number. We're actually back to the top of the lineup with Go Ring. Called ball there. Here comes the 1-0. High bobbing there. And that's an RBI single. 4-0 now the score here for the Red Devils. And now coming up to the plate is Gravens. And that pitch is hit, and that's a single. Runners now on first and second with 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. Almost caught there by Arrington. She runs home, and that's an RBI single there for Todd. And now Hacker coming back up to bat, playing first base. And now we'll have Justina Ray coming in to pitch. So we're going to take a quick time out here, and we'll be right back. Welcome back here as we now have a pitching change. Justina Ray now pitching for the Ravens here. Her ERA is a 9.21 with 40 strikeouts, leading the team in that. Here comes the pitch. Just a bit inside, ball 1. I have an injury update for you. Grace Batdorf is just getting her ankle checked because from where I was sitting, I should say, it looked like she was like twisted it just a little bit. As that ball went dead, now that's advanced base for Hacker. Now batting will be Trimble. Yep. Justina Ray, here comes the pitch. In the dirt, ball 1. Here's the infield for the Ravens here. We now have Arrington at first, Ray at pitcher, Hayes catching, as that pitch was ball. Two and 0 the count here now. Here comes the 2-0. Outside, 3-0. Now the count here for the batter Trimble. Let's see what Ray has up her sleeve. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. Ball forward, she walked. 5-0 now the score. Here comes the pitch. In there, strike 1. To Stamper. Here comes the 0-1. In there, strike 2. To the count here for 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. Oh, that looked really close from over here, and she was called safe at third. 1-2 the count here now on Stamper. Here comes the 1-2. In there, strike 3. We now go to the bottom of the 4th, where the Ravens lead. I think it's maybe 6-0, or I think it's 5-0. Either way, we'll be right back. Welcome back here to Walter Johnson Park here. I'm Stephen Kyler here. We're now in the bottom of the 4th where the Red Devils lead 6-0 here. Batting now is Guinness. Guinness and Batdorf are tied with 6 home runs here, which is very impressive. I couldn't even get a single to save my life. Anyway, that pitch is hit right to the third baseman. Almost caught it there. Nice, powerful hit there. It would have been an amazing catch, but just was really close. Fell out of her glove. Safe at first. And now batting is the catcher, Peyton Hayes. Peyton Hayes now at the plate with Guinness on first. Here comes the pitch. Outside, ball 1. One out of the count. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit high and right above us. Just kidding, right beside us. Thank goodness Michaela wasn't outside there. She probably would have gotten hit right in the head. 1-1 now the count. One on one the count here. Here comes the pitch. Outside, 2-1. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit. And she makes the grab for out number 1. Now batting is Joe Arrington.
Don't worry. Daddy's home. Hurry up.
One out and a runner on first. Here comes the pitch. Just a bit up top, ball 1. The sophomores this year for the Red Ravens softball team, you have Sierra Moore, you have Joe Arrington, Peyton Hayes, and Jaden Clark, as well as myself, which I'm honestly shocked I made it this far anyway. That pitch was ball 2. Make sure you stick around for after the game where I will be interviewing Joe Arrington. Here comes the pitch. strike one there, and now Guinness advances to second. Two one the count here on Arrington. Guinness advances in scoring position. The pitch. Strike two called. Two the count. Here comes the pitch. In the dirt, ball three. The count is now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. And a runner in scoring position on second. Here comes the 3-2. Ball 4 and she walked. Sierra Moore getting ready to bat here for the Ravens. Arrington on first. Here comes the pitch. Up high, ball 1. At Sierra Moore batting now, and with a count of 1-0. And then after her it will be Justina Ray. Here comes the 1-0. That ball is hit hard but foul. One and one the count here with 1 out. A runner in scoring position on second and a runner on first. Here comes the pitch. 2-1 now the count. Almost had a check swing there, but didn't get too checky with it. Comes the 2-1. A little bit up top. Ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike with 1 out. 2 runners on base. 1 of those runners in scoring position. Here comes the pitch. Ball 4 and she walked. Now the bases are loaded for Justina Ray. We're not going to have a timeout here taken by the coach, so let's take it with him. We'll be right back. We'll go back here after they took that. The coach had to take that little time out there. Ray awaits the pitch. Here comes. In the dirt, ball 1. After Justina Ray, it'll be Morgan McDaniel batting. Morgan on the season has not. I don't think she's batted much. She has not batted yet, so this will be her first at bat. As that ball is hit to second base, thrown to first, and that's a. And that now cuts the Ravens down 5, 1-6. Morgan McDaniel now stepping in to the batter's box here. Two outs here. Runners on second and third. Here comes the pitch. Strike 1 called. Oh, 1 the count here. Here comes the pitch. Just a bit outside, ball 1. Won the count here with both runners in scoring position on second and third. McDaniel, here comes the pitch. A ball is hit. And a catch is made for out number 3. We now go to the 5th inning. The Ravens are on the board with 1, but the Red Devils lead 6-1. So stay tuned, you don't want to miss. We're now entering the 5th inning here. The Ravens got on the board in the bottom of the 4th, but the Red Devils lead 6-1. Here comes the pitch. Just a little upstairs, ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Hit foul, 1-1. Justina Ray, hailing from Holton, Kansas, graduated from Holton High School. Shout out to them as that pitch is in there. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 1-2 the count here. Here comes the 1-2. That one's hit hard but foul. Just a bit upstairs. Ball 2. 2-2 now the count here. Here comes the 2-2. Just a little bit inside there. Ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the 3-2. That was a single. Now batting is number 11, Gaudreau's. Here comes the pitch. Hit foul. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Hit foul there. Don't worry, that was not me that screamed like a girl, I swear. It was the Allen dugout. 0-2 now the count. Here comes the pitch. That one's also hit foul. Count remains 0-2 with a runner on first. Here comes the pitch. That's hit up. The runner, and she's called out on first for interference. Knocking, and how she got out was like she ran right into Joe as the ball was going right to her. Here comes the pitch. And that's and the runner's running to third. And that's an RBI triple. 7-1. That pitch was bunted foul. Here comes the 0-1. That one's hit hard but foul. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Done up first. I know she's safe at first. She's not running to second. And she's safe at second. Eight to 1 now the score.
While they were going, she took on the second. Nobody was struggling with.
Here comes the pitch. Ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Ball 2. Two and 0's the count with a runner on second. Here comes the 2-0. That one's hit, and it's in the gap. She's running to third. And she's out at third. 2 outs now, but then lead increases for the Red Devils 9-1. Just a bit inside there on that pitch. Ball 1. To Todd. Ball 2. Two and 0 the count here. With 2 outs, here comes the pitch. Hit foul. That ball is hit hard but foul. 2-2 the count here. The ball's hit, fouled. Two and two remains the count here with 2 outs. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. We now go to the bottom of the 5th where the Ravens trail 9-1, so stick around.
Spring, and spring became the summer. Who'd have believed you'd come along?
Summer McAllister now getting ready to bat here in the bottom of the 5th. We also have a pitching change for the Red Devils. I'll say that right after that. First pitch was thrown, ball 1. Pitching is number 9, Michaela McGinnis. Or McGinnis, I should say. It's probably McGinnis, but anyway. Her ERA is 8.03 with 18 strikeouts. That pitch is hit hard, but foul right behind us. One and one now the count here. Here comes the pitch. Ball 2. Two one the count here on McAllister. Here comes the pitch. Ball 3. 3-1 now the count here. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Ball 4, and she walked. Now batting is Lainey Hardman. After her, it'll be Jay Jimboy. Here comes the pitch. Ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. A hard hit, and it's fair. And there goes Summer hustling in. And Laney's running to third. And she's safe at third. That's an RBI triple. And now getting ready to bat is Jay Jimboy. Here comes the pitch to Jimboy. That's hit hard but foul right behind us. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That one's hit, and that is caught. And that's out number 1. Now batting is Guinness. Guinness has a runner on third. And here comes her pitch. Outside, ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. No one's hit hard and fair. Guinness runs to second. That's an RBI double. Now batting is Peyton Hayes. Guinness now in scoring position on second base from that RBI double. Here comes the pitch. It's a wild pitch. And Guinness advances to third. Got a timeout called here. Let's take it with them real quick. We'll be right back. Welcome back here. We're going to also have a pitching change as well. It'll be Brooklyn Ellis. She has a 5.40 ERA. And I think she also pitched in the first game as well. And as of what I had on the stat sheet, she has 14 strikeouts. So, We're going to take another quick little time out here. We'll be right back. Welcome back here to Walter Johnson Park here. We now have Brooklyn Ellis pitching for the Red Devils. Here comes the pitch. Ball one, or ball two, I should say. Here comes the pitch. Up high, 3-0. The 3-0. Ball four, and she walked. Now batting is Joe Arrington.
Don't worry. No, they need to stop.
Here comes the pitch to Joe. And there's strike one. One and oh now the count. 1-1 I should say the count is. Strike two, and Peyton advances to second, and she's safe. One and two the count here on Arrington. Here comes the pitch. Ball two. The ball is hit foul. The ball is hit. Foul. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit. Foul as well. Two and two the count here with runners on second and third, and it went out the pitch. Up high, 3-2. Three and two the count here with one out. Here comes the pitch. The strike three called. And now batting is Sierra Moore.
How can I lose when we the who's? Still running around the mall, shit ready, pack to go.
Here comes the pitch. Strike one. Oh, 1 the count here. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit, but that one's foul. Outside, ball 1. That pitch is hit, and it drops. Guinness scores. It's interference. And that makes the lead now 5-9. And that's an RBI double there for Sierra Moore. And now batting is Justina Ray.
No.
Here comes the pitch. Outside, ball 1. A ball is hit, and she makes a grab for out number 3. So we now go to the top of the 6th, where the Ravens lead, or I should say trail, 9-5. So stick around, you don't want to miss the 6th inning. We're now in the 6th inning. Here comes the pitch. Ball 1. That ball is hit foul. 1-1 the count. One the count here. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. One out now. That pitch is hit, and that's a single from Trimble. Interference there. Again, that's out number 2. With that last interference there, it's now 2 outs. Inside ball 1 to number 13. Kaylin Miller, who has 3 RBIs and no home runs. So that pitch was hit to the shortstop, thrown to first to make the play for out number 3. We now go to the bottom of the 6th for the Ravens trail 5-9. So stick around. We're now in the bottom of the 6th here. The Ravens trail 9-5. I'm Stephen Kiley here. Morgan Ray Daniel stepping into the plate. Here comes the pitch. Strike 1 called. The 0-1 pitch. Outside, ball 1. One the count here on McDaniel. Here comes the pitch. That pitch is hit. And the shortstop is there to make the grab. Out number 1. Summer McAllister now getting ready to bat here for the Ravens. That pitch is hit by hard but foul back behind us. Won the count here on McAllister with 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Up high, ball 1. In the dirt, ball 2. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. And that's a line single into the right center field there for Summer McAllister. Now batting it is Lainey Hardman. And here's another injury update here. Grace Batdorf has a sprained ankle. Yep. Prayers for a speedy recovery. And here comes the pitch. Strike 1. On 1 the count here on Hardman with McAllister on first. That pitch is hit right through the gap. And that's another single. Now getting ready to bat is J. Jimboy. Two runners on base, 1 out. Here comes the pitch to Jimboy. That pitch is hit high up and is called by the pitcher, and that's out number 2. And now batting is Guinness. Two outs here. Here comes the pitch again. It's outside, ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. That pitch is hit. And she makes a grab for out number 3. And we now go to the 7th inning here. The Ravens still trail 9-5, but we'll be right back, so stay tuned. Trail 9-5 to the Red Devils from Allen Community College. I'm Steven Kyler here. Make sure you stay tuned after the game where I will be interviewing Joe Arrington. Here comes the pitch. It's hit to shortstop. Going to first, but not in time. She's safe. Runner on first here. Ray winds up the pitch. That's another single. There are now 2 runners on base. 1 in scoring position. Here comes the pitch. In the dirt, ball 1. And the runners both advance to 3rd and 2nd. The ball is hit in the gap. And that's an RBI single. 11-5 now. Pitch down low, ball 1. And the runner advances to 3rd on that one. The count now is 1-0. Here comes the 1-0. Ball 2. Here comes the pitch. Strike. Here comes the pitch. Ball 3. Ball 4, and she walked. Ball 1. Ball 2. And she's safe at home and safe at second. (12-5) now the score here. Here comes the pitch. Strike. Two-one the count here. Here comes the 2-1. Arms hit. Foul. Here comes the 2-2. Ball 3. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Strike 3. One down. One out now for the Red Devils, and that is called ball on number 24, Kaylee Shinstock. I have no idea where that hit her at. Dead ball there called. Now with runners on first and second with one out. Batting now is number 22. I'll look at it here in a second. The pitch. That's it. Foul. Comes the pitch. That's it. Shortstop. Tags her at first, second, and she's out. Now batting is number 4, Kyler Smith. Kyler Smith on the season has no home runs, but 3 RBIs. And has a batting average of .250. Here comes the pitch. Ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Ball 2. The runner now advances to second. Here comes the 2-0. Strike one. Here comes the pitch. Hit to Justina, thrown to Joe. That's out number 3. Now go to the bottom of the 7th, where the Ravens trail 12-5. Stay tuned. Welcome back here to Walter Johnson Park. I'm Steven Kyler here. We're now in the bottom of the 7th where the Ravens trail 12-5. Here comes the pitch. Strike one called. Here comes, oh nope, called time. Peyton Hayes. Here comes the 1-0. Up high, 1-1. Ball 2. That ball is hit, and it's deep. Oh, it stays inside. That's a really far single there for Peyton Hayes. Now batting is Joe Arrington.
Don't worry. Daddy's home.
Swing and a miss, strike one. Here comes the pitch. Hit foul. Oh, and 2 the count here on Joe Arrington. Outside, 1-2. That ball is hit. It's going back, but it's caught. For out number 1. Now batting will be Sierra Moore. Ball 1. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit. That one's going back. Man, always have a lot of power on them. But they just seem to stay in the park. That's a double there for Sierra Moore. Now batting will be Justina Ray. Here comes the pitch. Down low, ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Just a bit inside, ball 2. Here comes the 2-0. That one's hit high up. And it's caught for out number 2. And now batting will be Morgan McDaniel. Two outs now for the Ravens here with runners in scoring position. The pitch. Hit foul. 1-1 now the count on McDaniel with runners in scoring position on second and third. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That's it high up and caught for out number 3. The Allen County Red Devils win that one as well as the first game. So congratulations to both teams. Both played very well softball, and we'll be right back for our interview with Joe Arrington right after this. After the doubleheaders today for the Red Ravens and now in Red Devils, the Red Devils come out on top, winning both the first and second game. I was supposed to be interviewing Joe Arrington, but she's getting checked out by Aaron, our athletic trainer here. So I'll just give you this game update. So on Sunday, which is the 16th, the Red Ravens will be at home playing Heston. And on the 20th, they will be going to Fort Scott. And on the 22nd, they will be at home playing against Cloud. And on the 27th, it's basically the Red Ravens' kind of main rival here in Montgomery County. They will be playing at home against the Independence Pirates, which I can't wait for that one because I live like right in the middle of both places in a little town called Havana, Kansas, and it's like 15 minutes both directions. So that'll be all from me tonight. Thank you all for tuning in to the YouTube channel here, watching some Red Ravens softball. Until the 16th, this is the Mouth of the Southeast, Stephen Kyler saying good night and be helpful.